yesterday, Nintendo pulled the plug on the old 4th gen, 5th gen Wi-Fi connection, and it's kind of bittersweet, but I guess we all have to move on at some point. But yeah, I enjoyed the old 4th gen, 5th gen Wi-Fi quite a lot, actually. I've had some good memories battling with it and whatnot, and yeah, I'd actually like to make this video to commemorate some of the old memories that I had with it. Yeah, starting off, there's this, yeah, the first memory I'd like to bring up was the battle I had against Mulvo 19, which was actually one of the first battles I uploaded onto this channel. Well, not entirely for my duration on YouTube, but one of the first battles I uploaded to my channel. It was actually the first battle truly where I pulled off a pretty nice double switch and predicted nicely and whatnot. And seeing as how far I came, that's actually kind of big. Yeah, I think it was double switching a heat ran onto his expected Selby switch. Selby being a pretty dang big threat to my team, if memory serves. And I just remember Heatran pulling a lot of work in that game. I mean, it did get paralyzed by, I believe, it was a Selby Thunderwave, but yeah, it didn't get hexed once, and I did pretty nicely in that match. And that was pretty much the battle that boosted my confidence and whatnot. So yeah, another memory I'd like to bring up would have to be, well, probably the battle I had against Max Protect, which pretty much launched my narrating career. I remember the first narration I did. It was pretty mediocre-ish. I said some crits there kind of mattered and whatnot, in which they didn't, but yeah, the big one was probably the Quagsire versus the Omastar matchup. It was pretty much 2-1 in his favor, and then he winds up derping on the Unaware that my Quagsire had and winds up going for the Shell Smash. It actually gives me an opportunity to have my Quagsire stay in for... No, not stay in. Just, Spongy HP Grass is a little bit better than Summit +3. Surprisingly, I don't get critted at all. And, yeah, my little gimmick sets and whatnot that I ran in that battle, like Quiver Dance, Iron Defense, Dustox, which, yeah, not the best idea, but, yeah, it's probably something you'd see on stuff I see on Pokemon Showdown nowadays. And whatnot. Well, my little gimmick sets wind up pulling out the clutch and getting me the win. And another battle, or a set of battles, rather, I had against Magnitude. Yeah, I remember the first, or it was technically the third battle we had, because the first two battles we had disconnected. One was due to bad Wi-Fi, and the other, I don't know what went up. But the third one, I got swept by a sub-CM Raikou, playing extremely stupid with a Bronzor. I should have switched out into Deoxys Defense at that time, but But then came the rematch on September 8th, 2011, where I actually wound up beating him due to, one, a Fire Blast miss, I believe, and then 2, he went for the Horn Leech over the Earthquake on my Steelix with his Sawsbuck, which made me wind up living a few extra hits. An extra hit, which would allow me to take down the Sawsbuck. And then there was, well, another memory I had. Let me think. Yeah, back to the Dallas Boy days. playing Dude 1991 on Wild Chase's stream in a Trick Room matchup. Yeah, Trick Room is, yeah, that match was a little bit fun. I believe I wound up winning that battle 4-0. And he said that he didn't upload the battle because he played kind of badly. Well, it wasn't that he played badly. I just wound up completely outplaying him that battle. And when I say completely, I mean completely. My entire team pretty much had a nice little counter to whatever he was running. Like, Porygon 2, I had Snorlax for, I believe. This is my champ, I had Slowbro or Victini for. No, wait, no. He had... I didn't have the Victini, he had the Victini. Well, mainly I had Slowbro for my champ. Victini I could deal with via Rhyperior or Slowbro at the time, since Victini didn't carry Volt Strike at the time, they carried Fusion Bolt. Yeah, and Rhyperior. Yes. He had a not a Slowbro, a Slow King, which Roserade and Snorlax could have dealt with. Moreover, Roserade, since I learned later on that his set was Trick Room, Slack Off, Scald, and... well, I forget the fourth move, but Roserade could have dealt with it. I think it might have been Psychic. As Tangrowth, Roserade easily dealt with it. As did Houndoom, actually. Oh, and Houndoom also dealing with his Victini. Did I say all those team members? Yeah, I forget. But, yeah, another memory I had was a battle I had against Quick Bob Hero. He wound up challenging me to a match, and there was this one little matchup in the one matchup in the match I had. Wow, that is really confusing to say. Where I had sacrificed my Gothitelle, I want to say, to a Latios HP Fire, and then I make the very aggressive play in going into my Genesect to try to blow up a Choice Scarf. And this was before Genesect got banned in 5th gen. So, I make him think that I'm Scarfed. And the bluff actually winds up working and pretty much set the tone for this match for me. He actually winds up switching into his Tyranitar, which gets nailed by a U-turn. Infernape would have been the better play, but I guess he was expecting a special move, I assume. But hey, worked out for me in the end, and I think I wound up winning that match at 3-0. What else was there? Oh yeah, I actually had a match uploaded to a community channel where I was having a battle against my buddy Jack with a whole bunch of kids in a 3. And Jack, if you're watching this, please come back. I miss your content and whatnot. But I had a very, very, very low chance of winning that thing. I mean, he had to fail to get off Protect and miss 2 Hydro Pumps for my Tyranitar to come through. And when that last one missed, I just went kind of nuts. But hey, if you don't want to miss, use Bubble, as Joy would say and whatnot. So I wound up winning that by about 28 or so HP. I don't remember. But, what else is there? Oh yeah, battle I had against ASA Lizard, also up there. This was coming off this was coming off a upload that I don't really like to talk about, really. I don't like bringing it up. I don't like thinking about it. When I do think about it, I get kind of mad. He left a comment which provoked me, and I pretty much wound up shutting him up. And I'm sorry if I'm rude in any way, shape, or form with this. Well, that comment kind of got me a wee bit mad. And yeah, that match is old and gone and whatnot. Yeah. Anyways, what else was there? Oh yeah, another battle I had against Jack. I had my Yamask, which addresses against his Blissey. No, not his Blissey, his Apini, which wound up going for the Thunder Wave that turn. And from there, I opted to send in my Choice Banded Blissey. And if any of you think it's a good idea, please don't. Just don't. It was a random junk battle that I wanted to have with him. And we just brought this whole bunch of random junk. I wound up switching in my Choice Banded Blissey onto his Happiny, as I was saying, and I pretty much remembered this Happiny in a battle that we had previously where I brought a Shelmet, and yeah, I just remember Braviary just taking it flat out. So it goes for the Sweet Kiss, and from there I pretty much knew that I wasn't going to go for an attacking move, and I just opt to go for the Unprotected Focus Punch, and it winds up paralyzing me with Thunder Wave. So I have a pretty low shot of breaking through the Parafusion and nailing that Happiny with an Unprotected Focus Punch, and I actually pulled it off, and it just died. I one-shotted a Happiny with a Choice Banded Blissey. When are you going to ever hear that? Something getting one-shotted by Choice Banded Blissey. Yeah, that's not going to happen. What other memories do I have? Oh yeah, I wasn't battling with this, but I am actually quite linked to this match.
Yeah, I would keep an eye on the turn counter on the bottom, though. I'm so glad that... Wow!
Yep, that was the 6 Durant match that Quanda Ren 66 had. And yes, I am responsible for it. I actually came up to, well, his username at the time was Fart Masterman. And, this was coming off the battle that he had against MBZ, where he brought 5 Rotoms and a Haxorus. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna go up to this guy and suggest to him that he brings 6 Durants to a Quanda Ren 66 battle. Stream thing. So, yep, and yeah, the big kicker there was the Energy Ball Durant. The Energy Ball Flash Cannon Durant. Yeah, the set for that Durant was Energy Ball Flash Cannon, HP Bug, and Metal Sound. Well, Metal Sound to lower the special defenses and whatnot. And yeah, it's not a good idea at all. I mean, it worked for that match, but it's honestly a really bad idea. Don't use it. But yeah, and he actually came up to me on Skype some hours later and said some stuff that I was confused about, and he said that he actually wound up winning with the Durant team. And I'm like, what? And because I did not expect him to, I honestly did not expect a victory out of that, and neither did he. Rather, I thought it would be like a 3-0 or 2-0 in Elo's favor, but yeah. So yeah, there it is. I am partially responsible for the Durant match. It was my idea. And Elo, if you are watching this, I apologize for the trolling and whatnot. What else? What other memories were there? Oh yeah, on the topic of trolling, there's actually if any of you remember the battle Elo had where he got survived by that Joyce Band Luminion, 11 days later, yeah, I wanted to pull off the same thing. Well, except in Ubers, but... actually, no. I wanted to use the Choice Band Luminion in Ubers. But... well, it actually wound up being history kind of sort of repeating itself again. Me getting 4 kills with the Choice Band Luminion in Ubers. But fortunately, my opponent was nice enough to not hit the power button and just run while his low health Kyogre was in. And, yeah, that was a rather humorous battle I had. And I just wound up retiring that Luminion from ever battling again. And, sorry about the background noise. I have a couple of cousins over, if you hear them and whatnot. So, if any of you guys heard that, it's them, and I'm sorry for the unprofessionalism. So, yeah. And then, what other memories do I have? Let me think. Oh yes, the Monotype tourney. Terraquaza 2094's Monotype tourney. Yeah, I opted to sign up for that because why not? And I was like, hey, why not use the Magikarp? Why not try to go through a Monotype tourney using a Mono Water team that had a Magikarp on it? So, yeah. I wound up getting to the finals with that team. It was a Choice Banded Swampert, a Choice Specs Lantern, especially defensive Empoleon, a Magikarp, or Choice Scarf Magikarp, Choice Scarf Keldeo, and what else was there? It was Keldeo, Magikarp, Empoleon, Keldeo, Swampert, and one other thing that I need to remember. Oh yes, a Starmie for a Rapid Spinner. I remember now. A bulky Starmie. And, yeah, I remember that match against Robotnik is sexy. Oh, that Gastrodon annoyed me. Yeah, I was paranoid that Gastrodon the whole match. And I actually wound up losing 2-0. If memory serves. Yeah, I think it was a 2-0. I wanted to catch that Gastrodon off guard so badly with my Lantern. But, too little too late. But, hey, I still actually wound up getting an ace card out of that. And, although it isn't too useful now, due to, 3DS's not being able to play ace cards, it's actually come into a little bit of play now with me transferring stuff over from the ROM to my black 2 or white versions, and then sending that over to my X or Y version. So, yeah, that's actually quite useful nowadays. What other memories do I have from the old Wi-Fi? Well, not really Wi-Fi related. There was actually this, time on Showdown where I actually wound up getting prerequisites to vote on Keldeo. And, yeah, coming from where I came from before, yeah, I was a pretty bad scrub and whatnot. And then due to all the training and learning that I got, I'm all the way where I am right now, I guess. And, yeah, the Keldeo prerequisites testing, getting the right to vote on that, pretty much should have gotten the monkey off my back from all the doubt and whatnot I had and stuff. And, well, yeah. So that was a pretty big milestone for me. And do I have any other good memories from the 4th and 5th Gen Wi-Fi? Oh yeah, there was actually this one time before I started YouTubing, I was having a few battles with some guys off of believe it or not, Yahoo Answers. I was pretty much down like 1-6 or something, and then my opponent wanted to make a foolish move and just switching into his Lucario for show, as I went playing for the rest of his team with a Quagsire, but it actually turned out to be a 0-0 tie in that match, which was awesome, which was kind of fun. I mean, I was a scrub back in those days, but what can you do? Oh yeah, speaking of ties, I actually had this one battle up on PMP Beta against Charizard Takes Flight, and I don't know where he went, but yeah, that was probably one of the most intense matches I've had. I wound up making the foolish move of going for the Aqua Tail in the Sun, where I could have just clicked Outrage or Earthquake, knowing that the Mence was dead, and pretty much won from there. But hindsight's 2020, I guess. But it was a fun little tie and stuff. And oh yes, one more memory. There was actually also the Chansey-Cofagrigus game that I had against Elo, and to this day, it's pretty much the last battle we've had ever against each other. And yeah, I pretty much deserve every last bit of backlash for that, but in my defense for that, I actually warned him in the chat that I would be bringing that. I gave him the option that if you don't want to face it, you don't have to. I'll bring something else. And well, I didn't really get an answer, so I just wound up bringing that. And yeah, there were some very big moves that I made in that game that were kind of risk versus reward based. One of them being against the Rotom Cut, and I had my Cofagrigus in. Wait, what was I going to say again? Oh yeah, there was a risk versus reward pattern there. I knew that he was going to go for the trick, so I had two options. One, I had my Blastoise, and on the other, I had my Zapdos. And I think on another I had a Victini. So, yeah, if I had my Victini get Trick the Choice Scarf and give the Rotom Cut the Choice Band, that'd give the Rotom Cut another opportunity to trick over said Choice Band over to either my Chansey or my Cofagrigus, and that wouldn't be good. Blastoise at the time was pretty much death fodder. It was paralyzed, and Victini was gone, and I didn't really have much use for it left. And then there was Zapdos, who ultimately I wound up switching into. Zapdos threatened his whole team. it could Heat Wave Rotom Cut, it could Heat Wave Bronzong, it could Heat Wave the Bisharp, it could Thunderbolt the Togekiss, or HP Ice It for that matter. And, oh yeah, I can Heat Wave his Heracross too. So, yeah, ultimately Zapdos was the better choice, and it also had leftovers at the time. So, yeah, if I had Run get tricked over the leftovers, it wouldn't matter if Chansey got tricked over the leftovers, or Cofagrigus for that matter. So, Zapdos ultimately was the best choice, because if I Scarf my Zapdos, although I do lose the ability to use Roost, I actually get a little bit more of an offensive presence towards his team. And then another scenario that I want to bring up, which involved a little bit of risk versus reward, the Bisharp versus Victini matchup. Yeah, if Bisharp had set up a substitute in that matchup, then it could kind of run a little bit rampant on my team. Looking back, Cofagrigus can't Will-O-Wisp it behind a substitute. Chansey can't do a thing to it, and it will get pretty much blasted by Bisharp. Yeah, Heracross can't do too much to it behind a sub, and I think a +2 Sucker Punch to a -1 Heracross OHKOs anyway. And Zapdos, I wasn't too confident in taking a +2 Sucker Punch and whatnot. So, I just didn't want that Bisharp to set up a substitute, so pretty much my best course of action was to go for the V-Create, which I think I made that move relatively quickly looking back, because I thought I didn't want that Bisharp to set up a substitute, and I wanted to go for the Choice Band V-Create, and even though the Reflect was up, that Bisharp just wound up dying, and from that point it was 5-2 me. And he just winds up running from that match. And, yeah, honestly, that was not a very good match, but I still acknowledge how, well, sorry to brag about this, but, I pretty much still acknowledge how well I executed my moves in that match. Just, it was, yeah, that memory was just, yeah, it's still very clear to me, and yeah, it's probably one of my proudest battles, or proudest moments battling, but yeah. So, I guess after about 28 minutes, that's enough rambling out of me. So, if you guys enjoyed, I'd like you guys to leave a like. A like goal of 10 likes for starters would be nice, and I'd also like for you guys to leave a video response for what memories you guys have for 4th and 5th Gen Wi-Fi. I'd like to hear your other guys' memories and whatnot. So it's been great, 4th and 5th Gen Wi-Fi, and great comment sub, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.